Hey everyone, it's your girl Curly Cass. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to my channel where I share my experiences as a mother, mental health clinician, and curly girl. Now today we are going to be discussing all things related to diffusing. So all things related to how to get voluminous, defined, beautiful juicy curls like this. Hello. So in this video, I am going to be doing a demo on how exactly I diffuse my hair, what techniques I use, my tips, my tricks, everything that you can imagine is going to be right here in this video. So make sure that you keep on watching. So hair diffusing for me is the one consistent thing that looks the same no matter what, even if it's day one, if it's wash day, if it's day 4, if it's day 5, if I'm doing a co-wash, if I'm refreshing my hair, it doesn't matter. My hair diffusing techniques stay the same no matter what. And that's because it doesn't matter what products you have in your hair. For me, it matters what techniques that you use. And some of the most important things for me when I'm drying my hair is to make sure that I am getting defined, really big curls that are not frizzy, that are not super dried out, and that are not going to be crunchy or greasy. So hair diffusing is an essential part of my curly hair routine. And this is because it has so many benefits. And one of the main benefits is that it saves so much time and that it gives me the most amazing results. And since I started diffusing, I have not stopped. So it has been well over a couple of years that I have been diffusing regularly. Like when I say regularly, I mean daily. The only day that I don't diffuse my hair is when I have my hair up in a bun. That's it. So I feel like I have found some really great techniques, some really great tools that I feel like you all could use. And I think that it can be really scary and daunting when you're first starting out on your curly hair journey, but no need to fear because I got your back. So without further ado, we are gonna go ahead and get into exactly how I use my hair diffuser.
So the first step in diffusing is really making sure that you start off with a great hair dryer. So I'm starting off with a Tool Science hair dryer, and I put it on a cool setting at a normal speed, and I'm just going in and focusing on the innermost part of my hair. And so that is the part that takes the longest to dry for me. So I'm just making sure that I concentrate on one area at a time. I'm not grabbing too much hair. I just sort of let it fall into the diffuser. As you can see, I push it up into my scalp and I just hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds. And while I am holding it up, I'm just sort of making sure that my head is at an angle. So normally I'd be flipped over way more to the side and my hair dryer would be going directly into my hair. And you don't want to put your diffuser straight because it does cause a lot of frizz. So you want to try as much as you can to get your head at an angle. And as you can see, I'm trying to do that here. Like I said, normally I would be standing, but I was sitting in this video. So I was just trying to be conscious of that. Now, as you can see that I'm done with the innermost part of my hair, I'm focusing on the outer part of my hair and I'm holding it again for 10 seconds on that cool setting. And so I'm just moving around, making my way, making sure that I'm getting every inch of my head. And so I'm just concentrating on the back now, making sure that I get all of that air in. Now, as you can see, I originally started with hair that was 50% dry, and that is one of my biggest tips when it comes to diffusing, is that you want to start off with 50% dry hair, because if you go in with really wet hair, it can destroy your hair and cause even more damage and frizz, and that's the one thing that we want to avoid. Diffusing is really just supposed to be an accelerated version of air drying. It's not meant to cause even more frizz or even more hair damage. So now that I'm done with one side, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I got that split, and I am going to proceed to the other side and do the exact same thing. So really focus on the innermost part of my head and making sure that I'm concentrating on that 5 to 10 seconds at a time. And as you can also see, my hair is not split in one direction or the other. It's also not split in the middle. What I tend to do is after I apply my products and brush my hair out with my Denman brush, I typically just let it flip back into whatever natural position it goes into. And I do this so that I can manipulate my hairline. So I really don't like to focus on one side or another because then it gets stuck that way. And in case if I want to manipulate, like I said, my hair section, I want to have the ability to do that. And when you put products in, it really sets that in. And so you just want to be careful about that. If you have a preferred hairline, then you definitely want to make sure that you section your hair that way. But for me, this is just what works best. And so now I am just kind of concentrating on the back part, on the outer part. Like I said, I do the same technique on both sides. So this is just what I am doing here. So now that I'm done with drying both sections of my hair on the cool air setting, I'm going to go ahead and continue with the same speed and same setting. And I'm just going to flip my hair over and focus on the innermost part of my hair yet again, the section that is most close to my face. And while I'm doing this, I am just sort of shaking out my hair and just making sure that I don't let any of that product sit on top of my scalp and create that sort of stickiness and that flatness that can tend to happen at the root of your hair. And so I really do this to get that volume, and I'm just shaking it very, very gently. I'm not going super rough or anything like that because I don't want to create any more frizz. And so as you can see, I'm also scrunching my hair, and that really helps with making sure that the product is getting moved around. It's not sticking in one place, and also that I'm moving around the heat that I'm getting in the air so that it also is just not sort of sticking onto one part of my head. So now that I've finished with the innermost part of my hair, I'm going to go ahead and go in on the outermost part of my hair and use the same technique that I did when my hair was split in half. And I am just going through and making sure that I scrunch around any excess water as well as any products that may be sitting on one part of my hair. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and flip my hair back, and I'm going to split my hair back again down the middle because I'm going to go in with the warm heat now on the same speed setting. So it's just normal speed, warm heat. And I am going to go ahead and repeat the same process that I did with the cool air, and I am going to go and focus on the innermost part of my area, 5 to 10 seconds on each section, and move around my head as I did the last time. Now that I am done with that, I am going to go ahead and in the same section, I'm going to carefully lift the top layer of my hair so that I can make sure that I'm getting into my scalp and making sure that I'm drying underneath that top layer so that I'm not over drying it or causing any frizz. And this is a really important step to make sure that you are drying all sections of your hair at all levels instead of just drying the surface and continuing to go in and in and in thinking that it's not dry. It's really the layers underneath that. So you want to make sure that you get this step. This is a really crucial tip that has helped me a lot as far as reducing any frizz and getting that extra definition. So now I'm just switching over to the other side of my hair, and I'm just repeating the same technique, focusing on the inner parts of my hair for about 5 to 10 seconds on each section, and then going in and focusing on the outer section of my hair. And so just like the other side, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I am lifting that top layer and making sure that I'm getting all the layers of my hair dry and getting really into my scalp and shaking it up just a tiny bit so that I can get that volume that I'm looking for, and making sure that I am getting every single strand dry without overly drying one section of my hair. And now that I am done with drying both sides of my hair, I am going to go ahead and flip my head over yet again and focus on the innermost part of my hair and making sure that I'm shaking it up just a tiny bit to get that last bit of volume and definition in that I need. And I am using yet again the warm setting on a normal speed, and I am really just finishing off my hair at this point. It's really just getting those last bits of hair that are dry and going around my head and making sure that I squeeze all of that excess water out, anything that's left, any products that are left over in one section or another. This is pretty much the last stretch of time that I will be drying my hair for before it is completely done. So now that I'm done with the hair dryer, I am just going ahead and scrunching out, flipping over my hair, shaking it up, making sure that I got all of the parts that I needed to dry. And at this point is where you can sort of split your hair in whichever way that you like for it to fall. For me, it usually falls a little bit more to the left. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You're ready to go. You're looking cute and fabulous. You're ready to hit the town. So this is how you get those big, beautiful curls with the hair diffuser.
So that's all that I have for us today. If you like this video and you want to see more, please hit the like button and make sure you hit subscribe as well so that you can see my weekly videos. Thanks everyone.